This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We are just about 6 hours away from a potential auto worker strike. There is still no deal between workers and 3 major automakers. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Ann Allred. Mike Bush has the day off. Workers at the General Motors in Wentzville are prepared to walk off the job tonight. Our Laura Barczewski joins us live from outside the plant with the latest. Laura.
Ann and Kelly, if a deal is not reached, this would be the first time ever for a simultaneous strike between all 3 of the major auto manufacturers. Now, GM did put in an offer this morning, but we haven't had any word of an agreement so far. So United Auto Workers has thousands of members here in Wentzville at the General Motors plant. It's one of the biggest employers in the area, and those workers are prepared and ready to strike tonight with schedules already on the way. Their current contract ends at 10:59. A pay raise is one of their main complaints. Right now, they make anywhere from $16 to $32 an hour.
Especially with the inflation that we have been experiencing ever since really COVID occurred, and it makes really, especially for the working class, it makes it much more of a challenge to be able to offset that inflation if they're not having increased wages.
If there is no agreement, workers on the 3rd shift will shut down all the equipment, and the other shift will start setting up that picket line. So we're going to check in with the union again and bring you the latest at 6 and 10 tonight. Their contract, again, that ends at 10:59 our time tonight. Reporting live in Wentzville, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
A certified nursing assistant is charged with raping a patient. Police say Felix Mumba was working at SSM Health DePaul Hospital when this happened in April of last year. Charging documents say DNA tied him to the crime. He is facing 2 rape and sodomy charges. He's being held on a $500,000 cash-only bond and is no longer allowed to work in health care.
Today we learned the name of the woman killed in Troy, Illinois. Police say Norma Karacker, who was 60 years old, was found dead inside her home on Lower Marine Road yesterday. Investigators now following up on leads to try and find who killed her. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Multiple families in Randolph County, Illinois are demanding justice more than 17 months after a man hit and killed their loved ones while they waited at a stop sign.
5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki recently talked with the families of Diane Gonzalez and Dakota Morrison about their belief that the facts in the case don't add up.
April 22nd, 2022. The lives of multiple Randolph County families were changed forever at this Steelville intersection.
It's just total devastation.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
My son called me and told me the news, and we were beside ourselves.
Dakota Morrison and his girlfriend, Diane Gonzalez, were sitting at this stop sign when another driver jumped the curb, struck their motorcycle, and killed them.
The fact that somebody could jump 2 curbs, ride a sidewalk, and drag 2 people and run them over for 105 feet and then continue to go for almost 300 feet and not use the brakes, that really took us back.
An Illinois State Police accident report states that speed was a factor since the driver was going 40 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone, increasing his speed to 45 miles an hour seconds before the crash as he reached for a soda. However, that man was never charged.
Big sticking point is because the state police that did the reconstruction put on the paper, in his opinion, it's not egregious enough for reckless homicide.
We don't understand how the conclusion that came about from the state police.
I reached out to Randolph County State's Attorney James Kelly, who took over the case when former prosecutor Jeremy Walker left to become a circuit court judge. He told me that despite the amount of time that has passed, this is still an open investigation.
You shouldn't have to fight this hard for justice when your child was just innocently on the roadway and someone's negligence, they're no longer here.
To them, it's just another body. I mean, it's just another death. It's an accident. It's an accident. Well, it's not.
My daughter deserves to be on this earth raising her children, and those children deserve to have their mother in their life.
In Steelville, Illinois, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
Time now for the weather first forecast, and that nice fall break, that big taste of fall continues.
Yes, let's keep it going, Jim Castillo.
You know, it's going to, at least through the 7-day forecast, there's just a little bit of moisture trying to work its way in here for the weekend coming up. I'll have more on that in just a minute. But we're keeping our eyes on this huge area of high pressure around the Great Lakes. And you see the cold front north and west of us. Again, limited moisture with that. We'll zoom in. There's showers and some storms with it. And we'll see how much that moisture moves our way as we get into later Saturday and maybe Saturday night. Current temperatures, 81 in St. Louis, 82 was the high temperature today. It is beautiful throughout the entire Midwest. And in Lambert, great flying weather, north-northeast wind at about 8 miles an hour. That little bit of a breeze made it even more comfortable with the humidity at 30%. Very nice. And the dew point's at about 47. That just means super dry air is in play. So tonight in the city in the 50s, but outside of St. Louis in the 40s, another chilly start to tomorrow, and patchy river fog is likely in some areas. More on that chance of rain coming up this weekend. I'll time it out in just a bit.
Today, a special counsel indicted the president's son, Hunter Biden, on federal gun charges. He is charged with 3 counts. 2 of the counts are tied to him filing a form claiming he was not using illegal drugs while buying a revolver in 2018. The 3rd count claims he possessed a firearm while using a narcotic. This comes after a plea deal fell apart. 2 counts carry a max of 10 years in prison. The other carries a max of 5 years. St. Louis aldermen return to action at City Hall tomorrow with their eyes on reducing homelessness.
Recent reports have shown extreme poverty and homelessness are on the rise in the city. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is live downtown. He has a preview of what is on the agenda.
Kelly and Ann, good evening. We know the Board of Aldermen plans to attack this housing crisis from several different angles, including one at a root cause underlying many of the people who find themselves without a place to sleep at night in a home. We spoke with Board of Aldermen President Megan Green on the record today. She told us it's often the city itself that condemns many of these rental properties, and that can drive people to the streets. So when the board gavels back in tomorrow, after several weeks on a break, they plan to create new assistance mechanisms to help relocate those people who are pushed out of their apartments.
Right now in the city of St. Louis, tenants will call the city if their landlord is not taking care of their property, and the city will often come in and say, yeah, this place is not fit for you to be living in, but they will condemn it, which then displaces the renter. And so this is a fund that will help tenants, if they are in that kind of situation, to pay for those relocation expenses, help pay for a down payment on a new apartment, so that folks aren't getting put out onto the street when they're in a place where their unit is not habitable.
President Green says the city could also set up a rental registry to track landlords and monitor problem properties. Tonight at 6, a closer look at another idea to relax restrictions on setting up homeless shelters who help people in need. Live downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.